I hope you're all doing amazingly well. I wanted to come on here to talk to you about the new generation of how the podcast is going to be. As you guys can see, we are going for a video format. It is definitely interesting for me because it allows me to get closer to you. It allows me to have a bigger connection to you. And from the little experiments that I did, it definitely did help a lot. When it comes to how this is gonna go, um, I'm gonna keep up the same exact schedule. Nothing like that is gonna change. It just will become more personal. That is for sure. Um, and I wanted to come on here to talk about where I want to take this podcast because I feel like a lot of people start podcasts for multiple reasons. My main reason for it was an extension of myself. It was a way to communicate how I felt, how I saw things, and perhaps teach you a lesson or two from my own personal experience. My key here is to talk about multiple topics. I am not a niche topic person. I want to talk to you about skincare. I want to talk to you about makeup. I want to talk to you about mental state, emotional state. I want to talk to you about food. I want to talk about nutrition. So I will not limit myself when it comes to talking about what I know and my experience with you. My first episode went up in July, and the experience of it was really surreal because it was in the works for a long time. It was difficult to get there because I needed to figure out what programs I should use, how I should go about it. And it really took some time to really hone in. We had some bumps along the way with some microphone issues, some sound issues. So I really do hope that this will feel like a step up, not only for me, but for you. And at the same time that I want to talk about this, I wanted to also talk about my year. I helped you along in the past couple of episodes to hone in on what you wanted from this new year. And I really wanted to talk about my personal experience of what I went through this year and do a reflection along with you right now. And for me, my 2024, I believe, like many of us, had ups and downs. It had many ups. I let go of toxic relationships that weren't serving me anymore. I worked really hard and I got into the college of my dreams. Um, I built better connections with family members that I really wanted to build. And at the same time, I had a couple of downs. I had moments of fear. I had moments of exhaustion. I went from working a part time job and having a relatively normal amount of time to having my schedule packed Monday through Sunday. I was in college from really early in the morning, 8, 9 o'clock in the morning, all the way to sometimes 6 o'clock in the afternoon, Monday through Friday. And then Saturday and Sunday, I was working 8-hour shifts. And it gave me barely any time. Even this podcast ended up taking a toll on it. There were times where I could have had better topics, better episodes, and they definitely were on the shorter side, or there were lighter topics, just to kind of compensate the lack. And I really wanted to avoid that this time around. I want the episodes to be more structured. I want to have a better connection with you. And I want to come across with a message that is stronger. I feel like my first episode is my favorite episode. It was one of the longest. It had a really strong message. And to this day, it's one of the most listened ones. And I really wanted to bring that kind of messaging again. I also want this to be a stepping stone to posting more often on all other platforms. I took a slight hiatus in the past 2 weeks to really spend time not only with myself, but also with family. And for those that follow me on both of my Instagrams, my personal and the podcast Instagram, you would come to find out that I kind of didn't post. I didn't give warnings when the episodes came up. I didn't really post anything. And that came to an actual choice. I actually decided to take a bit of a hiatus as I was definitely overwhelmed. I was tired and I needed definitely a short break. And I feel like everyone deserves a break. A lot of people assume that people that do social media, it's easy. It's not easy, it's enjoyable, but even in the enjoyment, it takes time. Just like any other job or any other hobby or task that you like to do, it takes time. And when you find yourself constantly on the go, constantly doing a bunch of things, you find that time is precious, especially when at the same time you are trying to be healthy and eat well and exercise and trying to do a normal life and still enjoy your life. You find that time, even though you can bend it to your will, it can still be limited. A person that I agree everyone should get 8 hours of sleep. If I remove the 8 hours of sleep, I still need to count for the hours that I'm in school. And I need to count for the commute time. And I need to count for the 1 hour in the gym because it's good for my body and for my mental health. I need to account 10 minutes of a meditation in the morning that really makes me connect and ground me for the whole day. And I know that that may sound superficial. I know that they may sound odd, but the reality here is that we all do things for a reason. That's why we keep doing them. You choose to do what you like to do because you like to do it. If I choose to go to the gym for an hour, it's because I know that it not only is good for me, but I also feel good. And that's the message I want to pass for this 2025. Do what makes you feel good and also implement things that even if you may not like as much, you know that will make you feel good. I know that it's really hard sometimes, especially after this indulgence season where we're eating cakes and sweets and salties and everything, especially depending on of your culture. Is definitely a culture of indulgence this time of the year. It's really hard to then go straight into eating the cleanest that you ever ate and going to the gym every day. But those are resolutions that people do to themselves. And the reality here is that most people will fall through for the simple fact that it's too much at the same time. You do these whole enormous lists of the things that you want to do, the things you want to accomplish. And the reality here is that you will find yourself at an impasse where, yeah, you'll do it for a week. And then Monday of the next week, you're going to wake up, you're going to click your alarm multiple times to snooze, and you're just going to sleep it away. You won't get up to go to the gym and do that crazy 1 hour workout that makes you sweat because it's super hard and you're super sore and you don't know what the heck you're doing. Or you are tired for the 15th time of eating the same exact salad for lunch because someone told you that that's what you should do. That's not how you're going to achieve your goals. I've talked in a previous episode about micro goals. Is when you pick up that one big goal that you want and you break it down into small little steps, steps that you can do daily. You break it down so much that you have a goal every day. I need to give props to a creator, and he really has his stuff together, and that's Janya. He has what is called the four winds. And I have to agree, it is a really cool concept. He basically says that people should have a financial win, they should have an ambition win, a physical win, a mental win. Um, and that should be a daily thing. So, for example, most people will read, they will go to the gym, they will, for example, meditate, and they will do one step towards an ambition that they have. If it is to be financially free, they will figure out a hobby that they like that they can charge money into it. Or they'll get into social media and do content creation. Or they'll go back into studying so that they get into a career that they enjoy. And that's something that you yourself can do. I have preached about the 3 daily wins, which in my case, I preach about a physical win, a mental win, and an emotional or spiritual win. So, for example, for me, it has to be physical, going to the gym. Or, for example, while I'm on my period, I walk. An emotional or spiritual win, it could be something like meditating. If you're religious, you could study, for example, the Bible. And then you have the mental win, which is normally studying something, reading a book, playing a knowledge game, something like that to increase your learning capacity. And by doing that on the daily basis, you are increasing all of the good things that you can add to your life that will make your life not only more full, but also more colorful. You'll be coloring your life with new things, new experiences, new knowledge. And I truly, truly believe that that's one of the keys for happiness, is for you to find what really makes you enjoy, what makes you vibrate, and really implement it into your life. I tried for 2 years to get into college, and I finally did it in 2024. And the main reason for it was because I really needed to shift my life. I was stuck in jobs that I particularly didn't enjoy. I was finding myself just going about a routine that was monotonous. It was the same old. I didn't felt like I was growing. I didn't felt like I was experiencing life. I felt stagnant. And I fell in love with a field that makes me want to help people, and it makes me feel better, not only about what I do on the daily basis, but it makes me excited to. And at the same time, during all of that process, I also changed myself. I changed how I saw the world. I changed how I see myself. I changed a lot. And when you go through these changes and when you focus on said changes, it creates magic. It creates a magical feeling of this tingling sensation almost in your body. I don't know if you ever had this moment where you are so happy, so excited that almost the world stops existing. I'm not saying the world as in everything stops existing, but all of the bad things in life, all the things that when you put your head on the pillow, you start overthinking, and all the anxieties and frustrations that you have throughout your whole life, they just are gone in a second. You just focus on the moment, whether it be on the task you're doing, on the person you're talking to, on the friends that you're seeing for the first time, the travel that you're going through. Whatever you are doing at that moment, everything just stops and it's just you and the moment. Because we are so fixated on material things and doing and getting things, and that's perfectly fine. I am a materialistic person. I'll admit I have a really good phone that I saved up for. I'm recording on a really good camera that at the time was like $500. Um, I have a really good tablet. You could say I am materialistic. I have things that are material things that I could have gone for a cheaper thing if I wanted to. I chose those more expensive things for a reason, or because they're aesthetic, or because I like the software more, or because they have more capability. There's a reason why I got it and was an investment that I did for a reason. There's nothing wrong with investing in yourself. You can, even as a materialistic thing, you can invest, for example, in your fashion. If you're someone that you really like jeans, you could invest in a really good pair of jeans that is going to last you your whole life. That's an investment. Now, if you're spending on things that don't add any value to your life, they don't add anything to you, then what's the point? What's the point of you spending $100 on a gym, affiliation to go to a gym if then you don't put your feet on it? If you were to spend it and then you were there almost every single day and taking advantage of every single thing that they had, then yes, you will take full advantage, and that's an investment on your health, on all facets. Your mental health, your physical health, your emotional health will benefit from exercising. And that's the shift that I want to do for my life. I want to shift so that instead of spending on myself, I am investing on myself. I am investing good skincare so that my skin looks clearer, so that I build more confidence from within. I want to invest in good clothing so that I'm not constantly purchasing all kinds of low quality clothing. I invested on high quality tech so that I'm able to bring good content and facilitate content process making to facilitate my life, which per its turn will reduce the time that I spend, allowing me to spend more time with my family, with friends, with loved ones, and even focus better on my studies, because I'm not waiting for 10 hours for a video to render. I could just wait 2 minutes. Or maybe it takes 2 minutes to set up my current setup instead of taking 10, 15, or 20. Make sure that this 2025 for you creates a shift where you start taking the steps not to change your life, but to modify it. Because let's be honest, we can all change things. It doesn't mean that they stick. Modification is the act of actually shifting it. You could change your clothes every day, but at some point you're going to run out of clothes. But if you modify your style to a style that makes you feel more confident, you will find yourself more confident. You'll find yourself being proud of your clothes and actually keeping them in pristine quality. And that's the same thing with your life. You should take care of yourself. You should give a damn about yourself. We are in a world where there's so much information bombarded to us, so much things happening, from all of the conflicts around the world to all the diseases that we are listening to every day that are provenient from people, provenient from animals, all the societal standards that are being pushed upon us. And even as myself, I used to be a professional makeup artist. I was in the fashion and beauty world. And now I'm in the health world, and even seeing the shift from the typical Kardashian body, which was tiny waist, big hip, big breasts. And now everyone just wants to be at their skinniest, and seeing all the people that got BBLs just looking like, okay, now what? I go and dissolve my BBL when I just did it less than 2 years ago? Why are our bodies following trends? Why is our fashion following trends? You should be how you feel like you want to be. And you could follow the trends, that's perfectly fine. But the key here is finding your own signature style, your own way of being, beating to the sound of your own drum. Because at the end of the day, when you put your head on the pillow, you're going to be alone on that pillow. You sit on the bed that you made. So if you eat junk food all the time, your gut's not going to be healthy. You might be constipated all the time because of it. But if you were to eat healthy, then you'd probably feel better. You wouldn't be as constipated. If you drank more water, things would move along better. And the same thing will happen in every facet of your life. If you put focus on yourself, okay? If you put focus on yourself, the focus will always be you. Because at the end of the day, you should put focus on yourself. It's not just focusing on the external things. You need to focus on what is better for you. And the reality here is that a lot of us, especially as we progress in life, we go through phases where we stop focusing on ourselves. When we become parents, we start focusing on our kids. When we become house owners, we start focusing on the house. When we work for other people, we are focused on our jobs. And there's nothing wrong about that. But within all those pieces of that pie, the pie was made from your time taken from you. And there should be at least one slice that is about you. That is about what you want, what you wish, your desires, your dreams, what you want to accomplish, how you want to look, how you want to be perceived, how you feel about yourself. Because at the end of the day, at the end of a whole year cycle, what have you done so that you can look at yourself in the mirror and say, I am happy with myself? Because I'm pretty freaking sure that most of you will look yourselves in the mirror today and you'll think, what did I do for the past 365 days? What have I done for the past 12 months? And you may feel upset with yourself because maybe you didn't do enough, because maybe you didn't work hard enough, because maybe you didn't try hard enough, because just maybe you knew for a fact that you could have woken up an hour sooner, that you could have taken that extra walk, that you could have said a better thing, that you could have controlled your tongue instead of being mean to someone. And that's what you need to evaluate. And if you find that that needs to change or other things need to change, then modify them. Don't change them. Because no one really changes. People modify and people evolve. So go ahead. I know what I need to modify. I'm pretty sure they need to. And I sure hope that you have the most wonderful, most positive 2025. And that your life just shifts. Love ya.